with me my good friend Nathan Johnson. He's a founding member at Game Changing Performance in Mundelein. How are you doing, Nathan?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Dr. Brian.
So how long have you been in the personal training industry?
Well, the personal training industry is now we're approaching 14 years, but we've owned Game Change Performance now for 6 years.
Very nice. And so can you go through what a normal workout would be with your company before we kind of go into how you transition to this Zoom phase?
Sure, no worries. So our normal workouts are functional strength training. We incorporate basically circuits into our facility. You can imagine a brick and mortar place with about between 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. We set up the facility to use TRX, medicine balls, kettlebells, dumbbells as our main source of resistance. So we don't use machines, we use bodies through range of motion. We also modify all the movements. So we individualize inside of our group training classes so that the exercises fit the individual. We want to make sure that there's not one size fit all when it comes to fitness. So you can imagine different levels all working out next to each other, accomplishing the same goals.
Perfect. And then, so how have you guys transitioned towards Zoom? What are you guys trying to do for your clients, for your members, and hopefully some of you out there that want to give this a try for longer than today?
So yeah, sure, thanks. The Zoom workouts, it was a tough transition. We had to basically program in terms of that, expecting no one had anything at home. So no gym, no weights, nothing to even step up on. So we programmed body weight workouts to keep the clients accountable, to keep their fitness up, and to help keep them healthy during this time of quarantine. And it also helps keep some of them a little more sane, just so they have something to do. It's like a nice sense of routine. It's something they get to keep doing, so that when this is all over, it's almost like they didn't even miss a beat when they go right back into the gym.
Sounds perfect. Could you turn your camera like 180 by any chance? I think that would look better.
Are you seeing the kitchen?
Or 90 degrees. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm just you're going to be sideways if we do it this way instead of
okay. So
matching up vertical.
Take it out and kind of tilt it a little bit, and then have it. I can fix that. Pull it up. So, then just kind of turn it and try to get it so it sets right.
Yep, perfect. All right, so then we're going to start with the warm-up. About a 30-minute exercise routine. And then at the end, Nathan will go over how to get a hold of them, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let's get started.
Okay, so we're going to do a warm-up for about 5 minutes. We're going to do 30 seconds of work by 10 seconds of rest. Dr. Brian and I are going to start with 90-90 breathing. So this is going to be diaphragm breathing to help calm us down. We want to switch from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system when we're starting our warm-up. So we are 90-90 breathing. 90-90 is going to take place in the knees and the hips. So we're going to lay down on the ground like this, and we're going to focus on breathing into the diaphragm. We'll think 360-degree expansion, and then breathing out. So we're trying to breathe in for 5 seconds, trying to breathe out for 5 seconds. So we're going to go for 30. I'm going to use a timer. If you guys can't hear it, I'll also say when to rest. You ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's focus on our breathing. 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right, go ahead and rest. Next up, we're going to do what's called the bretzel. So bretzel, the best way to get into it is to start by laying down on your back. Bring a leg up. 3, 2, go over with it. 1. Grab the back foot. 2. And then roll the back shoulder back. You want to roll back up again, and then roll back. You're trying to think how far you can get your shoulder to the ground while keeping your knee in place. So we're trying to work that thoracic mobility here. Trying to think about how much range of motion you can accomplish without cheating that pattern. You should also feel a nice stretch through the quad of the leg that you're holding. And also you're going to get this nice good stretch through the core 3, as well. 2, 1. Rest. All right, it's only appropriate that we switch sides. So we're going to bring the other leg up and over. Grab the back foot. 3, 2, 1. Exercise 3. So the bretzel is a rolling pattern. We roll back, roll up, roll back again, We're not just trying to hold it, trying to just increase our range of motion. We don't want to go fast. This is a smooth, under controlled pattern. Should feel pretty good when you're doing it. You might notice that one side is a little bit tighter than the other. As you notice, I'm having a little bit more of a struggle trying to get this shoulder down than the previous.
2, 1, rest.
All right. Next up, we got toe touches. So for that one, we're just going to stand tall. And all we're looking to do is just see how far down we can get to the floor. We can get our fingertips.
Exercise
We can
4.
get our palms, whatever it may be. We're just getting a nice good stretch through that posterior chain from the hamstrings, the glutes, and even the lower back. So just nice, good relaxing. I'm not worried about a proper hip hinge here. Just something nice and relaxing for the toe touches. If it's becoming too much of a nuisance, you can just put it on the floor. Unless you think you got it. So, all right. So just try to think. Maybe you might even be able to get a little bit farther every time throughout the toe touch.
2, 1, rest.
Good. Next up, we're going to do Spider-Man with rotation. So Spider-Man with rotation, we're in the push-up position. I'm going to step in with that left foot, rotate with the left arm. I follow the hand. Then I'll do the same thing with the right. Eyes follow the right hand as I open up. Same thing again, working on thoracic rotation. I'm also going to get a nice stretch through hamstrings and glutes when I step in. Try to step in as far as you can. Try to keep that foot flat when you're coming through. We're trying not to just go onto our toes. That heel down is really where you're going to start to feel that stretch. You force that leg down in position.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Good. Next up, we're going to do what's called Frankensteins. These can be done walking. We're going to do them in place today. But we're going to think about getting those toes up to the fingertips, under control.
Exercise 6.
Not looking to go crazy fast. I'm not looking for a fast kick. I'm just looking for a nice, smooth, steady kick to start to get those hamstrings warmed up. Nice, good stretch in the back legs. You can always do just one leg at a time with an arm. Just reach, switch, reach, and switch. Nice, smooth, steady Frankensteins. Should be actually a Frankenstein monster, but you guys get the gist. We say Frankensteins.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Good. Next up, we're just going to squat. So for this one, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, toes slightly pointed out, knees and toes, making that nice straight line.
Exercise
Nice
7.
tall chest. Let's rep out those squats. Stay nice and smooth. If you have to do like a couch sit or a wall sit for this one, go ahead and do that instead. Anything that can help protect those knees if you have any knee issues. We're just looking to get warmed up here. Nothing crazy. Nice, steady pace in those squats.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Good. Now we're going to do a lateral hop. So the goal is just to move laterally. If you can't jump, you can't hop like this from side to side over that imaginary hurdle, you can always do 2 steps, stop,
Exercise 8.
2 steps, stop. Okay, so your choice. You can go lateral hop, or you can do 2 steps. 2 steps. Okay, so we're moving back and forth, moving in that lateral plane. This is going to lock for you. Almost there, getting nice and warm.
3, 2, 1. Your timer is complete.
All right, so that's the warm up. We're gonna get a quick drink. You toss me the water bottle. Just throw that in. And we're gonna go over what the workout is. So, Dr. Brian, you good to go?
I'm good to go.
So the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna demonstrate and talk about 2 movements at a time. We're going to go for 20 seconds of work by 10 seconds of rest. You may think that's not a lot of time, but we're going to combine those 2 movements, and we're going to go back and forth between those movements 6 times. Heart rate's going to get up a little bit, and the muscle groups are going to burn out. We're going to hit 3 different circuits just like that for 6 minutes. So by the end, 3 different muscle groups are going to get burned out pretty hard. So the first one is climbing planks or the plank, and a Russian twist, or a boat pose. So we always make sure we have a modification for a movement pattern that needs it. So for example, climbing plank, first exercise up for 20 seconds is you're in that plank position with those elbows under the toes, nice and long, core tight. You press with the hands work, with the elbows work, then you're back down. The goal here is not to move those hips and open up, trying to keep that belly button straight to the ground as we move up and down, always pressing up with a different arm when you guys are doing the climbing plank. Okay. Modification is, if you can't do a climbing plank for whatever reason, we're going to try to hold it then for that 20 seconds. Focus on really good diaphragm breathing when you're holding it. If you got to go on your knees, it's better to go long first and then go on your knees than to try to get just straight on your knees right away. This way it keeps your spine nice and long as opposed to trying to get in that bunched up plank position. Sometimes we end up here when we actually need to be long. So that's the first exercise. We're going to do that for 20 seconds. Then we have 10 seconds, and we're going to go into what's called a Russian twist for this one. So Russian twist, what we're going to do is we're going to lift our legs off the ground. You can bend them ever so slightly. The more we bend, the easier we can make it. And we're just going to pretend like we either have weight or pretend like we have weight. We're going to rotate. Eyes are going to turn with that belly button as we go side to side. If you have weight, you can always think about tapping the floor as you go. If that's too advanced, the goal there could be try to hold it with a nice tall chest for that 20 seconds. You can always come down to the floor and do a version of a dead bug in place of the boat pose if that's too much pain on your guys' lumbar spine. Okay? So we're going to go back and forth between those movements 6 times. That's basically 6 minutes of work right there on our core. Are you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Climbing planks or plank. Here we go. I'm not going to try to be talking too much or get too tired for the talking part. Just trying to remind you guys that the hips want to stop, don't want to waddle too much. We want to keep that belly button straight to the ground. Try not to let your head drop either as you guys are doing that plank position.
Rest.
Good. All right, resting there. We're going right into the Russian twist. We have 10 seconds. Basically, it's enough time to get your hiney on the floor.
2, 1.
And we go. Want to keep a nice tall chest if you're choosing the Russian twist or the boat pose. Think chest out, shoulders back, core tight. Remember, if we're rotating, smooth and controlled. We're not looking for speed. Steady, steady. Almost
3,
there.
2, 1.
Excellent. All right, that's 1 round. So 5 more just like that. Remember, if we're holding the plank, let's think about engaging those shoulder blades just a little bit so we're not rounded in that back.
Exercise 1.
All right, here we go. Back to the planks. Moving at a pretty good pace. It's only 20 seconds. You can do that mentally. Think to yourself, you can do anything for 20 seconds. Doesn't matter how hard it is.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, and we're back into our Russian twist, boat pose, or even a dead bug. Judge it how it feels on your back
3, 2.
when you're doing these exercises.
Exercise 2.
Remember, Russian twist, chest out, shoulders back, under control. You can always bring your legs in, make it a little easier. Farther out makes it harder.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Excellent. That's 2 rounds. So we have only 4 more to go. So we're getting back in that plank position.
3.
You think of it as like barely enough time to switch.
Exercise 1.
The nice thing about tabatas, as we call them, is they keep you on your toes. You're always moving. Not a lot of rest time, but then not a lot of work time either. Moving fast. Timer's done before you know it.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Yeah, that's 3 of the 6 climbing planks or planks done. Whew. Back into the, I think this one's the hard one.
1.
All right, here we go. Twisting, holding, or dead bugs. Nice tight core. Five more seconds on those.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. All right, we're halfway through this round. So this pairing of exercises can also be a little tiring on the shoulders,
3,
especially if you're doing climbing planks.
1. Exercise
All
1.
right, here we go. That core is really starting to burn now. Starting to try to control it on the way up and down. A lot of times when we get tired, we'll cheat it, push our butt up. You want to keep those hips and shoulders on the same level.
3,
Want to keep that core tight.
1. Rest.
Good. Back to rest and twist.
3, 2, 1.
All Let's go. Let's call those core muscles into play. If we've been sitting on our couch this whole time, it could feel really hard, really challenging. You might even feel it in your back. Make sure you're adjusting the movement.
2, 1, rest.
Good. All right. Believe it or not, we only have 2 rounds to go. Probably believing it pretty heavily right about now.
2,
Especially those of you guys are feeling this in your core.
exercise 1.
Here we go. Remember, we're always worried about perfect performance, so perfect technique goes way farther than cheating and going fast.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Excellent. Back to the... I forgot what it's called. Russian twist. Russian twist.
3, 2, 1, exercise 2.
There we go. Think about that belly button. Engage into the spinal cord. Keep that core tight. 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent.
Rest.
1 round left. Moving at a good pace.
3,
Back to climbing planks or planks.
1,
And
exercise
we're
1.
off. Last round. We got this. I think the last round is always the easy round. When you mentally know there's nothing left, you can just go, go, go. You don't have to hold back. If you have been, empty it. Empty that tank.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Good. All right, no more of those nasty business. Just Russian twists left.
3, 2, 1, exercise
All right,
2.
let's rotate. Or if you're holding that boat pose nice and tall, control that lever arm. Think about how far those legs are. How hard it's going to be. We only got 5 seconds left, everybody.
3, 2, 1.
And
Your
done.
cover is
All right,
complete.
that's the first circuit. Take a drink of water. Take a break. You get to recover while I will teach you the next circuit of 2 exercises. So that was a pretty good core burner. Now we're going to smoke our shoulders.
So make
So
sure
this
you're,
next one,
you're liking as we're going through. Make sure you're trying to keep up. If you have any questions for Nate, just list them in the side comments. We'll see them.
perfect. Yeah, so as we're going through this, if you can't hear me, let me know as well. I'm going to try to speak up as loud as I can. So the next one, shoulders. Shoulders are a big problem area for a lot of people. So if you do have really bad rounded shoulders, maybe you have rotator cuff issues, a lot of these movement patterns I demo right now aren't going to be ideal for you. Okay, you're going to want to do the final regression that I teach. All right? So I'm going to show you 2 different patterns again. We're going to do the same thing, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. The hardest regression I'm going to teach today is going to be pike push-ups. So for this exercise, pike push-ups, you're going to think about bending over, folding yourself in half, keeping the legs and arms on the ground. You're going to look back towards your toes. So you're going to tuck your head underneath. And then what you're going to do there is you're going to pretend like you're doing a handstand push-up. Basically, you're going to lower your head to the ground, and you're going to press up. So you're going to go as low as you can and pressing up. As more you can fold in half, the harder it's going to be. You start getting out here, it becomes more of a normal push-up. We're really trying to get those hands as close as we can so we can turn that into basically a modified handstand push-up. Pretty tough on the shoulders. If you do have a band or some dumbbells, we can substitute that with a shoulder press. So, a shoulder press with a band, rack position. We're doing strict shoulder presses, so we're not using any of our legs, we're not dipping and punching. You can do the same thing with a set of dumbbells. Okay? But this is all for people who don't have any shoulder limitations. If you're someone that has a bothersome shoulder, what we're going to do instead is called a Y, a bent over Y. So I'm going to drive the hips back. I'm going to keep those knees nice and soft. Then from there, I'm going to lift my thumbs up to the sky. And I'm going to work those shoulder blades back and together. The goal here is not to lift my chest up and arch from my lower back as I do this pattern. So we're going to do bent over Ys to keep that core tight, keep that rib cage down as you're doing the Ys. Right? You'll know if you have shoulder limitations. You'll feel it right away if you're doing one exercise you shouldn't. From there, second exercise is going to be a bear crawl, baby crawl, or a bird dog. So we're getting down on all fours. Doesn't matter which version of this pattern we choose. This is our starting point. Toes tucked into the floor. Bear crawl is tough. Right? We're going to lift those knees up off the ground. We're going to crawl opposite leg, opposite arm. I coach this at Game Change Performance, butt down, keeping that core tight, keeping that back flat. Some people coach it butt up, and this is what you're moving. We don't coach that. We coach it as a core movement. So we're going to keep that butt down. If you're going to baby crawl, it's a nice, good way to start learning the movement on how to move opposite leg, opposite arm. Notice how my knees aren't coming off the ground. And finally, a bird dog is taking those toes, digging them in. You push out and away with the opposites, switch, and do the other one. So that's really teaching the core how to work for that rotary stability. That's really important. So if you're struggling with the core movements or the bear crawls, bird dog's a great place to start. Think out, not up. Right? We're going to get started. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. We're going to get started with pike push-ups, shoulder presses, or Y's. All right, here we go. You ready, Dr. Brian?
Yep.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pike push-ups. Here we go. We're going to burn those shoulders out. So this one, always keep your eyes back on your toes. Try not to look at the floor. You're going to think about yourself as doing a handstand push-up.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, rest. So now we go right into bear crawl. So you just go right down on the ground. You can bear crawl, baby crawl, or bird dog. So any of those patterns here.
1. Exercise 2.
And we're not looking to go very far. So not like I'm crawling around my dining room here. I'm just going 3 or 4 steps forward, 3 or 4 steps back. And you're going to might feel this in your shoulders already in round 1. Because now we're stabilizing, trying to hold ourselves up.
Rest.
I'm going to show you what a shoulder press movement looks like for a round. So I'm going to show you with my dumbbells one of those. Dr. Brian's still going to probably be doing pike push-ups.
1.
I'll do this for demonstration purposes. So we're going to be pressing up, control back down. I want to cover up those ear holes. So I don't want to press out in front of my body. So I'm going to go straight up. Keep that rib cage down. Woo!
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good, all right. So if Dr. Brian's anything like me, that round we felt in our shoulders already. So
3.
we're at the end of round 2 only.
1. Exercise 2.
All right, here we go. Think about belly button. What's it doing? Point it to the ground. Keep that core tight. We're not looking to waddle those hips. No, no, no. Nice, steady, control, core tight.
3.
Body barely moves if it does at all.
Rest.
Good. 2 of the 6 are done. Woo, all right, 33% of the way there. Here we go, shoulders.
1. Exercise 1.
And begin again. If you have a goal someday of doing handstand push-ups, full handstand push-ups, this is where we start. Right here. Modified versions.
2, 1.
Getting stronger.
Rest.
Run, rest. Whew.
You get prepped for that Mobiles challenge, man.
Right?
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
All right. I'm just going to go to the mall and I'm going to bear crawl around the mall and have all these people look at me weird. Do the mall bear crawl challenge.
3.
Remember, keep it tight. Keep those hips from moving.
Rest.
You can tell when your hips move on a bear crawl. All right, we're halfway. Whew.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, back to pike push-ups.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Rest. I think that's 4 of the 6 of the shoulder presses done.
3,
We're almost there.
2, 1. Exercise 2.
It's all fun and games until you bear crawl. Always try to think moving an arm and a leg together. Only a few more seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. Good. Ooh, I'm starting to get a little sweaty. Ooh, here we go.
3,
Rounds 5 and
2,
6.
1. Exercise 1.
Okay. All right, pressing up. Remember, if you have to go slower now that you're getting tired, it's okay. Try to keep that form perfect. Keep those eyes on your toes. If you're doing shoulder presses, straight up. If you're doing Ys, keep that rib cage down.
1. Rest.
And rest. Remember on those Ys, no flaring of the rib cage. Keep it down.
3,
Bear crawls again.
1. Exercise 2.
If your shoulders are smoked and you need a break, go into a bird dog for a round. They will help you out. Give it back some energy for your final round.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Excellent. Last round. Here we go. I would say don't worry too much. This is the hardest of the 3 circuits.
1. Exercise 1.
We're almost there. Keeping those presses going, working those shoulders, screwing those hands to the floor.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Oh, that's it. No more pike push-ups. Whew. Almost there.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 2.
Nice, steady bear crawls to finish it out. Remember, if you have to baby crawl, that's just knees on the ground. Bird dog, think about going out, not up. We don't want to go up. That's how we get those backs. Arches and overextending.
3, 2. Your timer is.
All right. That was a hard one. I'd say that the hard one's over with. But who knows? You might find the leg ones tough. So a quick drink for me. And then I'll demo the final circuit. Ooh. Okay. All right, hopefully you're getting a little tired. Where you're at. Now we're going to work legs. So arms and core. Don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about working your shoulders. So what we're going to do now is 20 seconds of 2 leg movements. First one up is what we call a bootstrapper. So a bootstrapper is basically getting down into a squat position. I'm going to make sure that knees and toes are lined up, elbows inside my knees. I call it the praying position if I don't use weight. So I get down nice and deep into my squat. We're going to do continuous bootstrappers today. So I would drive my hips up from that squat position to think like getting a hamstring stretch. So it's almost like a toe touch, right? I'm going to be looking backwards now between my legs with my legs almost straight. And then I come back down and I sit into that bootstrapper low position. So I drive up, drive down, drive up, drive down. Always when you drive down, you want to get to a great squat. So chest out, butt down, look up and out. If you're looking down at the bottom of that squat position, where's my hips? Up high. Get that butt down, get into that squat position again. Bootstrappers on repeat can really burn the thighs. If you want a little help, a little friend, you can always weight a bootstrapper as you go. Just makes it a little more challenging for that 20 seconds of work. If we're not able to get down there because you got knees, you can't do a squat, it's fine. A wall sit is plenty challenging for a substitute to this movement. So a wall sit, down there, you make that chair, so 90 degrees in knees and hips. And I want you to challenge yourselves by lifting your toes off the ground, putting the weight into your heels, if you can, for that wall sit. So if you're doing wall sits, try to do toes elevated. You'll really thank me for that. Then, we're going to go for exercise number 2, kind of more of a cardio movement. So if you have anything at home that you can tap with your toes, you're going to want to use that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I do with a box. So with the box, I'm switching, and I'm tapping my toe to the box. I'm lifting my leg up. All right, when I'm doing that. It can be something as small as a weight that you would tap with your feet or anything at home as well. If you don't have anything, you feel uncomfortable lifting your feet like that, goal is just to run in place then as fast as you can after the bootstrappers. So you're going to think you can do a leg movement followed by a cardio leg movement. We're going to go back and forth between that one now 6 times. Are you ready? Good to go? Bootstrappers are up first. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's work those legs now. We don't want to go too fast in that bootstrapper, but you want to always get nice and tall. Chest out, shoulders back, butt down. So a bootstrapper should just be at the base of your squat to a nice good hamstring stretch.
3,
Pushing that butt up,
1.
straightening those legs out.
Rest.
Good, go ahead and rest. Just 1 round of bootstrappers. Probably didn't feel much. That's fine, it's only round 1.
3.
We're going to go into toe taps to run in place next. All right, here we go. Lift those legs up. Try and tap. Whatever it is you're using. Moving, moving, moving. I'm sorry from shaking the camera.
3, 2, 1.
Good, all right. 1 round down. All right, just seems like an earthquake.
3,
Back into the bootstrappers.
1. Exercise 1.
I like how the timer always calls it rest. It's more like, get to the next exercise or die. You only have 10 seconds. Moving fast, moving fast.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good, all right. Go ahead and rest. While you're resting, I want you to think about what jokes are appropriate during quarantine. What jokes are appropriate during quarantine? I'll give you the answer right after this. We're toe tapping and running. Toe tapping and running. Got earthquakes again. 5 seconds.
2, 1. Rest.
All right. Jokes that are appropriate during quarantine. Inside jokes. All right. That's 2 rounds down.
2.
4 to
Got
go.
your dad jokes already, huh?
There you go. I'm getting my dad jokes ready. We're rocking back and forth. Push that butt up, push that butt down, look up and out. Think about that sternum. Stick that sternum out.
3,
Almost there.
2, 1. Rest.
All right, that's halfway through the bootstrappers. Definitely starting to feel that in my thighs a little bit.
3.
We're doing those bootstrappers right. You're feeling it as well.
Exercise 2.
And go, go, go. Whoop, missed the box. Now we're not just, we're running, we're running, we're running. Think of it as a sprint for those of you guys at home.
1. Rest.
Rest. Good job. Halfway through the final circuit. This is it today. We have 3 more rounds. We're done.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Rocking it back and forth. Keep rocking. Keep going. Chest tall. Butt down. Butt up. Look behind you. 5 more seconds. We're almost there.
2, 1. Rest.
Woo! Burn, 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 burn.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 2.
That rest is getting real short and sweet now. Almost feels like it's down to a 5-second rest. That's okay. There's only 2 rounds left to go.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And rest. 2 more rounds, everyone. 2 more rounds. Whew. Back to our bootstrappers. No time to spare.
Exercise 1.
No rest for the wicked. Whew. Just think about all those extra reps I got in during demos. Woo! Starting to feel those.
3, 2.
Ah, good.
Rest.
Make sure those bootstrappers, elbows inside of the knees. Almost there, everybody.
3,
Back to our running station.
1. Exercise 2.
Go. Don't start slowing down. This isn't the time. Keep moving.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, last round. Here we go. In case you're wondering, game change performance. I don't work out with you.
2.
I coach you during that hour.
Exercise
But let's
1.
go. So, talking and working out at the same time is definitely not easy. We're almost there. Whew, 10 more seconds. Whew.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Oh, good. All right, stand up if you can. Straighten those legs out. Woo, last little bit.
3, 2, 1.
And go.
Exercise 2.
Let's empty that tank. Here we go. Don't need it anymore.
Three, 2, 1. Your time
And
is
done. Good work, everybody. That is it. Woo. When I say that is it, hopefully that means you found it challenging.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Can you let everybody know how to get a hold of you while I catch my breath? What's your phone number?
Sure. Those of you guys at home, if you have pen and paper, number is 224-864-7186. That's the office phone. Feel free to call and leave a message. My cell phone is available for text message. I leave it available for all clients. Texting 708-738-8591. Email is njohnson.cpt as in Charlie Papa Tango @gmail.com. So a little bit about the Zoom workouts is, yes, I'd be working out with a Zoom workout, but we'd also have our other coach on the other end of Zoom watching you, coaching you, giving you technique correction. So it's not just you working out with someone. They're also watching to make sure you're doing it right.
Which is important. But I appreciate you mixing it up for me today. And then thank you again. Make sure you guys like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, give their classes a trial. They have a whole bunch of really cool programs going on to help other small businesses right now. So give them a call. They'll design the workout actually for you. Thanks again for coming, Nate, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
See ya. Bye-bye.